Welcome to Envision Broadcasting, the station designed to encourage, equip, and empower you for growth and success presents The Momentum Shift. A show where we get inspired, we get moving, and we get results. Every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern with your host, Eric Collier. He's the mayor of motivation and mental quicksand expert, bringing you inspiring interviews and empowering stories that will help to improve lives. If you're ready to start making the impossible possible, then you've joined the right show, because the momentum shift is what you've been looking for.
You know, I am so excited about how people believe in me. I believe it. I believe the belief that someone else has in you is what you need. There's times and there's going to be times in this entrepreneur journey that you're going to be like, I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
It's not working.
Right.
Oh, God, help me, help. And you're going to have it. But then you're going to be able to look back on the person that's pushed you, like a Mr. Webb, like a Walt Reader Jr., like a Ed Brunson, like a Dorothy Brunson, that you're going to remember that they counted on me. They said, this girl, I'm going to put her in place and position.
In a world where shifts can either hold you back or propel you forward, we're here to explore the art and science of harnessing momentum. I'm your host, Eric Collier, and together we'll dive deep into the story, strategy, and mindset of today's guest, who has mastered the art of riding the wave of change. Now let's get this shift started.
Welcome to Envision Broadcasting, the station designed to encourage, equip, and empower you for growth and success presents The Momentum Shift.
Hello and welcome to The Momentum Shift, where we get inspired, get moving, and get results. Hello, I'm Eric Collier, the mayor of motivation and your host for today. And I'm really excited about my guest today, because when you talk about the movement, the momentum shift that we've created here, it is an inspiring journey, and it is all about getting started when you get stuck. It's about keeping moving when you think that you're done. And my guest today, known as Philly's Oprah, has done a lot of that. I've had an opportunity to connect with her through social media, and just watching her, I mean, the smile that she brings and the energy she brings to each event. And I know that what she's doing is all about touching the hearts and minds of the individuals that she's there to help and experience, and she wants them to really enjoy the moment. And she does that, and I really enjoy watching her. She's an author, she's a speaker, she's a 3-time Billboard producer. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Miss Shelly Shell Williams, aka Philly's Oprah.
Wow, who is she? Who is that? Who is that Philly's Oprah? Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for having me. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Shelly, I really enjoyed connecting with you. I watch what you do on your posts, and man, your Instagram, your LinkedIn, or not your LinkedIn, but your Instagram, your TikTok videos that you post, all the events that you're there, you got this energy about you, and it's hard to turn away. And I love the big smile, man, that's there. But I want you to do me a favor. Just talk to us about the importance of shifting momentum in our lives, and how you've gone about doing that with yours.
Shifting momentum. I had to shift momentum often. Often. I think that the one thing is never to get boxed into one thing and be like pivot. Like when of course the pandemic happened, right? This pandemic, everybody talks about it, and there's still something to talk about it. So when the pandemic it's here, it's like, oh my goodness, life is shut down. Do you know that I felt it as the most amazing thing? I'm sorry that people passed away. I'm sorry about those things. But for me, it was so amazing, because I was able to stop and go in the direction I wanted to go in. I didn't have to worry about the bills. I didn't have to worry about running to this event and that event. I never been so happy in my life. And so the momentum that I got was, all right, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take course after course, and I'm going to get coaches. And I was able to just really, I guess, level up,
Right.
not to be so cliche, but basically level up everything I was doing. So I got the momentum just by that moment. Oh man, that shutdown propelled my whole life. It just was like, all right, I was on this rat race,
Yeah.
going here, going here. But that slowdown made me really level up for lack of better terms. But I love level up.
Yeah, I like it. I mean, that's a great term. I did the same thing. I was working two jobs. I've been working two jobs for years. And when my job went to the point where we're in the office, we're not in the office, and I had all this time on my hand, I said, man, this is what I'm supposed to be doing, chasing my dream, doing what I want to do. And that changed the game for me as well. So I love that mindset because you have to change things up, right? So many people were whining and crying and moaning about being at home by themselves. What? I was ecstatic. I got to take some classes, like you said, and change some things. So, so tell us a little bit about yourself. We talked about the momentum shift and how you've gone and done that, but let's talk about where you come from, what you do, why you do what you do.
Oh, well, why I do what I do. It's a great question. The why you do what you do. But
Yeah.
I started out in with a television show called Urban Expression. Urban Expressions was the first and only music video show in our area, which was Philadelphia. It was on Channel 48, which was owned by the first African American woman in the nation to own a TV and radio station. So she's iconic. She's just really like she's a trailblazer. God rest her soul. But the show came on Channel 48. And this was not what I was supposed like. I went to school for business even in it, even as a younger, I was
Uh,
always in business. Like even they like, oh, here's the clerical club. Hey, you become the front runner. You do this, you do this.
right.
I was always pushed from a youngster to do business and to whether it was the church usher board, you're the secretary. And I'm like, okay, I'm always in this thing. So I went to school for business, but there was the show. My sister was going to the show every single week. It was a live show. It was only this was before. This is back. It started in 1992. So this was before people were doing the live, but it was the only live show. And she's like, I just want you to be my company in the car with me. Ride with me. All right, cool, boom. So I ride with her. And then I'm
Uh,
like, I'm not interested in the show. I love God too much and I don't want it to take me away from going to church every week. And so I'm like, no, but then one day, like I said, it was a live show. So one day it was a like storm, it was raining and something, and some people called out. And then the man who had to run the operations, meaning they had to take shout outs and send them in the studio, he's like, I need help. Could you help me? I said, no. He said, no, no, seriously, I really need your help the second time. Could you help me? I said, no.
right.
And then by the third time, I felt so convicted. I'm like, that's not a nice person to keep saying no to somebody who needs help. So I got up and helped. And once I helped, that was it for me. So then
Yeah.
I was like, all right, here, this is the way we're going to do this. This is how we're going to do this. And this is how we're going to do this. And
Yeah.
then that was it. So when I originally started, it had nothing to do with wanting to be in the music industry at all. It
Okay.
didn't. It was really just one of those things. I started helping, and then once I was in it, it was like, all right, well, I became an assistant, the assistant to the producer. Then I became a associate producer. Then I became a executive producer, and that's just really what it is. I went from intern to executive producer of a thing that I was like, I don't really want to do. Who would have thunk, right?
Yeah. But that's funny how you can self-sabotage. But right away, I spent a year training under Les Brown, man, and I really and truly
Oh
enjoy
man.
watching him operate. And so, listening to your story, I'm gonna tell you to write this down, and this will be a nice topic for a speaking topic for you. And write it down. The cream always rises to the top.
Oh. Oh,
That
okay.
is so great because what you were doing, you telling them no, you told them no, and you were blocking your own blessings. You stepped out there and found out you loved it. And now and after that, every time they put you in a position, what did you do? You leveled up, you kept leveling up, you kept leveling up.
Hmm.
And now you're doing the same thing. And I love it. So,
For
oh man,
sure.
I love that story.
Thank you. But it is. Like I said, there was no. I mean, now I have a bigger why, but there was no like, what is your why? Why do you do? And
Right.
said this, and plus I was super young. I wasn't even like this whole thing. I'm in college and like, listen, no, we're not even doing that. I didn't even think I was in college yet, but it wasn't even, like I said, it wasn't even a plan. It was
Yeah.
like, this show is it's gonna take me away from God.
That is funny, yeah. But he was giving you a platform to be able to operate in your passion at a higher level in your calling. I love that.
Absolutely, man. Can you believe it, man? It was like, all right, well, let's do this. And I was able to use the gifts that God gave me, from writing to producing to sales. Sales was really the thing that got me to be an executive producer. It was the sales part. It was the understanding how, like, I'm glad to be, intern. Cool. Let's do this intern thing. But I realized I don't want to be working for free.
Right.
I was like, everyone else was content. Like, yes, we're on the most popular show in the world. We're
Right.
just going to work. We're going to do this internship. I was like, where's the money?
Right. Where's my paycheck?
Where's the money in all of this? I'm coming down here. I'm going to get the money. So I discovered a way to make the money. And that's really, I would say, that was the biggest thing. I discovered the way to make the money. They were going every single week, right?
Yeah.
And then we started to develop how I became the segment producer. Was a show, a segment called Word on the Street.
Yeah.
And Word on the Street was this industry news segment. It was like sort of like your gossip, you want to call it. I don't want to call it gossip because it wasn't gossip. I wasn't talking bad about anybody. We were just giving the news of what's going on. Busta Rhymes did this. LL Cool J did that.
Yeah.
So it was called The Word on the Street. And it was the most popular segment on the show. Literally. It came on 12 midnight because the show came on from 11 to 1. 11, 12, 1. Yeah, 2 hours, 11 to 1. But at 12 midnight, every single time, you could count on the Word on the Street.
Okay.
And that'll help you say, like, maybe consistency, having a regular time cadence, even now in the social media world, having consistency and a regular time cadence is important. So every Saturday, 12 midnight was the Word on the Street. So I'm like, all right, we're doing this Word on the Street, and that's okay. So I started creating a way for everybody on the Word on the Street to make money.
Okay.
So I'm like, this is the most popular segment. So do you want this segment at your barbershop or your salon, at your car dealership, at your this? So I started selling the actual segment. This is the most popular segment.
Right.
Your music studio. Took our segment. So Word on the Street was taped at different locations where they would pay us.
Oh,
and
wow.
then they would pay us, and I would pay the people that was involved in the Word on the Street, which was 4 people, which was Keith from Up the Block, Monty on the Scene, which is my sister, and Sco, who was the original person who kept asking me for help. So
Yeah.
I was able to get them money. And I'm like, one for you, one for you, one for you, and a bigger cut for me, and then an up cut for the founder. So I found a way to make us all money. And that from there, it was just it was there. That's all she wrote with that one. It was like, all right, I see how I can make some money. And
Shifted
then
that
I
momentum
showed
quick.
everybody else.
Shifted that momentum quick. I like it. And that's the
Mhm.
determination, right? When you have that determination to do what it takes, you find a way.
Yeah,
Right?
again,
And where they say when you hungry,
nobody
you
work
find a
for free.
way. What's that?
I said nobody wants to work for free.
No, not at all. Right?
You pay your dues for a minute, but then
Yeah.
it's like, I didn't see the profit in any of it. Like, when you work for free, you pay your dues, cool. I get it. And I believe people should. You got to get some skin in the game. Get that skin in the game. But then you got to show me the trail way to to the money. All right. I see everyone's really content here doing this whole free thing, but I'm not.
I'm with you on that one. The money got to kick in sooner or later, right? You can only do so much.
Absolutely.
This ain't about charity work.
Mhm.
But let's talk about it. So what is it that that drives you to really want to help others? I mean, you could have easily taken the money for yourself. But what is it that drives you to look out for others? What is that part of you? What is that about you? Where does that come from?
I think that's God. I mean, honestly, everything about me is God. Everything I do is God. Like I said, I didn't want to do the show because I thought it was going to take me from church. I grew up in the church from age 2. I was in the church.
Okay.
So everything about me, I was taught, I was learned, give to others, give back. So I'm like, all right, we're gonna look out for others. That's what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
And now in the season that I'm in right now, it literally, I have always been about how can we grow? How can I show you how to grow? Because I've been given so many opportunities. I've been gifted with so many opportunities. I just want to help people grow.
Yeah.
But now, once again, we still have to make money. As much as I'm gonna give back, I still have to charge.
Right. Yeah. So let me ask you this. With everything you have going on, I mean, the magazine, the singles podcast, and the singles night, right? You got all the events that you're attending and hosting. How do you keep it going when most people will look and go, man, that's a lot. That's a lot of work. That's going to be too much. It's overwhelming. How would you tell people that would be the best way to go?
The way I keep going is people are counting on me. And I think that's the biggest thing.
Okay.
People are counting on me. I feel like if I don't know, I know God can use anybody, but I've already asked God to use me. So if I don't show up, then I'm disappointing people. I feel like I could be leaving that person, especially when it comes to single on a Saturday night. It's been 11 years for single on a Saturday night. And for 11 years, we consistently showed up, even through the pandemic. We did some virtual, but I feel like it's something that helps people's life.
Yeah.
Meaning it gives the singles an opportunity to come together. We grew into a family. So I believe that if I don't show up, then I'm leaving somebody out there, and I can't leave somebody out there. So what keeps me going is the fact that I'm not doing this for myself. Something has to keep you going, which is I'm not doing this for myself. The bigger I become, or the more successful I become, the more I can help someone else. The more successful this podcast can be, it can help somebody else, and that's the number one goal, to help, because we can. There's so many people who don't, you know.
Yeah.
It's so many. I know when I started out, there wasn't a world map for any of this. There wasn't any other music video show producers in our town where we live in Philadelphia. I had to figure it out through trial, error, and different people. Like Walt Reader Jr. is a booking agent. He's a talent agent. They call it the booking agent. He'd been in business for since he was a kid. His dad had a business, and he was in the business kid. So he was someone I leaned on a little bit for a lot. I said a little bit. I leaned on him a lot. Listen, tell me this and show me this business. And I really leaned on him a lot, but he couldn't tell me anything about necessarily a video show, but he could tell me about business. So there wasn't anybody able to teach me the way. So I just believe that's what I'm here for, to teach people the way.
Yeah.
There's people that can teach me certain things, but not about a video show. That was kind of new,
Yeah.
kind of new.
So is that you mentioned earlier a bigger why? Is that's your bigger why now?
No, my bigger why is, the biggest thing is that Mr. Webb. Mr. Webb he had a record store. I know we don't have record stores anymore, but Mr. Webb owned one of the oldest record stores. It was Webb's department store.
Okay.
He was a mentor. He always wanted us to get into writing. He always was like, get into the scoop. It was like, yo, and he was teaching us. But back then I was a little hard-headed. And he was like, why does she come around? And he wants to teach us. So I had my two sisters, which was Sadina and Sherry, and they would come more often. And you could be happy with them, but no, where's Shelly?
Right.
Where's Shelly? She's got to get this information.
Right.
And he would just continue to keep feeding information, whether I was listening or not, whether I was being hard-headed or not. And he kept doing it. And when he passed away, he didn't pass away with an abundance of money.
Right.
So now my why, when I started the newspaper, the news mag, when I started that was the biggest why. Like, I'm going to leave this legacy. I'm going to show this is for him.
Right.
He pushed me into it. And the fact is, when I was out and I was doing different events, and I'm out, and I'm like, putting the camera up there, put the camera up,
Right.
always taking pictures. And they're like, you always taking somebody's picture. And I remember everybody used to say that to him. You always take one, because he had the camera. He was always up, and I realized I turned into him. I even had, at the moment when somebody said it, he would put his arm up in the air, and he would, to get you to pay attention.
Right.
Get you to pay attention. Put your eyes right here where my hand is, and he get you to pay attention. And I realized at the time that they said it, my hand was up in the air, just like, pay attention.
Doing
and I
the
was like,
same
oh
thing.
my goodness, I didn't think I was listening,
Right.
but I was listening, and I really did turn into him, taking pictures of everything. And taking pictures of everything gave me a career.
Yeah.
It gave me, like, I've been in social media since 20. I think I started social media managing since, I think, 2012.
Okay.
In 2012, and it made me income. Taking the pictures and understanding the dynamics of what it is, it's giving me an income.
Yeah.
And I was listening.
I love it. So it's like
and I'm hoping somebody
subconsciously
else
you were
listens.
listening. You kept saying no, but you were subconsciously you were listening, right?
I was listening. I
So-
was watching.
So when you talk about, was it Mr. Webb, right?
Mhm.
Mr. Webb, and you talk about the gentleman who was asking you to help him that night.
Mhm.
What would you say to people about believing in others' beliefs in you?
I am so excited about how people believe in me. I believe it. I believe the belief that someone else has in you is what you need. There's times, and there's going to be times in this entrepreneur journey that you're going to be like, I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
It's not working.
Right.
Oh, God, help me, help. And you're going to have it. But then you're going to be able to look back on the person that's pushed you, like a Mr. Webb, like a Walt Reader Jr., like a Ed Brunson, like a Dorothy Brunson, that you're going to remember that they counted on me. They said, this girl, I'm gonna put her in place and position. They did this, and you're gonna remember why they put me in this position, so they believe in me. When I just recently went to Orlando to speak, and a keynote
Congratulations,
speaker.
by the way.
Thank you. So I'm there, and I'm like, I need to make people proud. I need to make the team behind me that pushed me forward proud. I wanted to do what and I thought about everything I thought about. This is not for me. This
Yeah.
is because there's people behind me that believe in me. So the people, my team, Kingdom Social Media, who built the funnel while I was on vacation, who made sure everything was working while I was on vacation. Michelle Liston, the virtual assistant who put the whole thing. She lives in that area.
Okay.
Who found the organization
Wow.
to bring me in, and to the people that Monique Nichols, who had the organization, booked the venue, put the food out, and it's like, these people believe in me.
Right.
Like, they went. It was overlooking water. It was. They had food, and it was lavish, and they're like, we're ready to hear from you. We're ready to soak in your knowledge. Everybody had the same color scheme.
Okay.
And they said they wore the white shirts because they're blank canvases ready to listen to me.
Mm.
And I said, these people, but everybody believes in me.
Yeah.
So it pushed me. It pushed me to want to make sure I'm adding value to their lives. I'm praying that everything that they learn something that will help them in their life. So there was a lot of belief behind me. First of all, for Michelle, and she's like, yep, we'll make it happen.
Yeah.
There's my team, Kingdom Social Media. We're gonna make this funnel happen. So when you'll have an offer to sell, so that you can, so that it can be profitable.
I love it. I love it. I'm a big believer in connecting. I'm called the mayor for a reason. 3 different groups of people label me the mayor, because I just love talking to people. I love to learn a little bit about people. So I'm a big believer that we're putting together a puzzle, right? Our life's puzzle. And we have no clue of what we're putting together. We've got to figure it out, and through our connection with us. And as we connect with us, we start to figure out how that is. So what you talked about there, your connections came about because people believed in you, right? And that's huge. And then you believed in them, so you followed them, and it created so much. And I think a lot of people get lost and they're looking for a momentum shift and they don't realize that connection plays a huge part in it. What do you think?
Connection. When I think about the connection, so last year, a year ago, I went to a conference, FTX conference with Dr. Delatoro McNeil, right?
Okay.
It was in Clearwater, Florida. It was an amazing conference. It was life. When I say life changing, I mean life changing.
Okay.
Made everything about it, right? So in there, there's people. We're in there. We're taking notes. We're paying attention. And this one day, I'm thinking, all right, there's a beach out there, there's water out there, but we're in this conference and there's no break.
Right.
This conference.
No
So
game.
one day, the hotel says, the power went out. They had a power outage in the whole hotel.
Yeah.
Power outage.
Okay.
And this power outage, they said it's going to last for hours.
Okay.
Really? But you know what was out there? The beach.
Right.
So all of us everybody get up. We had to go. It was a power outage. They gave us food and they said, go on your very own because there's nothing we can do. So we get out. I get outside because I'm like, I was already set. Believe it or not, underneath of my clothes, I already had my beach clothes on. I was already set and ready. I didn't know. But God
Knew what
told
you was
me
gonna do.
in that morning that it was like, be prepared. Be
Mhm.
prepared for the beach. So I had my beach stuff on. I went outside to the beach. I'm like, we get a break. And then I meet people. And I meet the people that, because we're paying attention in their class and in the conference, but we're able to connect.
Yeah.
We started a group. We're still connecting now. Then we went to a yacht party. Same conference, yacht party. I meet Michelle. Michelle
Okay.
is the virtual assistant who is one of the most amazing virtual assistants I've ever seen
Right.
in my life, right? So I meet her. Then I meet somebody named Jakara. So everybody, a year later, they're the ones. Jakara came. She was at the conference. Michelle put it all together. And I'm like, all of this was based off of that one conference. So get in the rooms, not just getting in the, it wasn't just about getting in the room. It was
Right.
connecting to each and every person. Each and every person has fed something into my life. When I did my 30 interviews in 30 days, I interviewed most of them because it was about giving the gift of knowledge. Man, I met the people who had the knowledge. So again, it's the connections. I was sitting in awe. Like last week, I was sitting in awe. Like this was a year ago.
Right.
I met this one. It was a year ago. We were at this conference.
Yeah.
And some people, I remember a time maybe people walk away not meeting anybody, but man, the people I met have really been, oh man, they just really blessed my life tremendously.
Yeah.
So connect, please. Get in the rooms, connect. Don't just, but I believe in organic connection.
Yeah.
Not that, but let me get to this sale. Let me meet this person. No, I mean organically. Everybody was organic.
Yeah.
Not about what's in it for me. It was just, hey, how are you? I'm connected to you, and that's what it is. Especially when we were out there with the blackout.
Right.
It was simply we're connecting. I sat down next to Lauren Nelson and I was staying at another hotel. This is the power of just when you're divinely connected in life. So I was staying at another hotel. I wasn't even at that host hotel.
Okay.
I was staying at a hotel off campus, basically off premises. And I just wanted to be at the hotel. So when I put the bathing stuff on during the morning to wake up and all that kind of stuff, I had my suitcase with me too. Because I said, God, I just want somebody at this conference to offer me to stay in their hotel room. That blackout, I come outside, I sit next to Lauren Nelson and Henry May, and I said, and we're just sitting there. And I didn't say a thing. I just said, yeah, I'm staying off campus. And Lauren said, oh, you can stay in my room.
Boom. There it is. Speaking it in.
I was prepared. I said, okay, my suitcase is in the car because I had already asked God. I said intentions for this. I asked God, I said, I need someone at this conference to let me stay there. Because I didn't want to go back to the other hotel. I wanted to stay right there.
Yeah.
And it was just so divinely orchestrated, the whole particular thing. and it continues to still pay off. It
Yeah.
does.
That's what I like about you, organic. When you talk about that, I love it because what I see in you is it's not, you're not hiding anything, and you see that when you started showing your workouts and you started talking about getting fit and working out and the importance of it. I thought that was really huge, and I love seeing you work. You work. You work. You put your work in, ladies and gentlemen. She puts her work in. I love it because some people, you'll get started and you stop. You get started and you stop, and it's a difficult task to really get out there and stick with something. So what would you tell those who, because I'm going to go back to, you talked about over the last year how your life's changed, and I can go back to, for what, 2004 to 2015, I knew exactly what I wanted to do with my life, but I was so up in here in my head, and that's what I talk about, the mental quicksand I was stuck in. And talk about how you have to overcome that being stuck, and how your life changes when you really get out of your comfort zone and you start being organic and you start living in the you that belongs here, right? Connecting with you and understanding where you want to go in life.
That's for sure. Even though it seems as though that I knew exactly what I wanted to do, but there was a moment when I was been an entrepreneur, but there was this one year, it was very hard. It was a year that my car was repossessed. It was just that year. So prior
Yeah.
to that year, I was off. I got an offer I couldn't refuse to go into corporate. This is where social media came in, when I started doing social media for a living. So I'm working in corporate for a few years, and then I get laid off. So after that point, it left me, even though they brought me back, but it did something in my confidence. It
Mm-hmm.
made me feel like I thought I was the MVP,
Right.
of the job. It could be, I literally did. I'm not kidding you. So when
Right.
they said that you're getting laid off, I turned my head like, am I being punked?
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
not me. Am
Yeah.
I being punked? Like, I
Yeah.
literally was thinking, I'm the MVP. I'm the
Yeah.
most valuable player, not because I'm cocky or arrogant, but because I went above and beyond.
Yeah.
Above and beyond. I
Yeah.
stayed, I came early, stayed late, came early, stayed late.
Yeah.
I did other people's jobs. I covered people, meaning like, you should be doing this, but I'm gonna
Yeah.
do it, and I'm not gonna take the credit for it. I'm gonna let you take the credit for it.
Right.
So it left me that year, that year after that, it left me in doubt. Maybe you're not good enough.
Yeah.
Maybe you're not this. Maybe you're not that.
Right.
And I'm just sitting there like, oh man. And everything I tried, it was after that was failing. But it wasn't failing because I don't believe it was failing because I was bad. I think it was failing because I was speaking the wrong language to myself.
Okay. It's
I was
self-talk, huh?
speaking, yeah, I didn't think I was good enough, because they let me go. I
Yeah.
thought I was the most valuable, so they let me go. So I had this negative self-talk, negative thoughts. I just thought I wasn't good enough. And then I had to get to the place that I realized, like, you are good enough. And of course, that took a lot of coaching and
Right.
a lot of work, and it
Oh
took a
yeah.
lot to shift the momentum of that. It took a lot to shift from you're not good enough to, all right, you've been doing this for a long time and you're pretty in demand. People want you. Like,
Yeah.
how do you not think you're not worthy? But I had to go through this process,
There we
the
go.
breaking, the breaking down. I've gone through car repo. I've gone through all of this to get to the point that I had to do this internal work. And it
Yeah.
wasn't about the work I'm doing. I could tell you about social media all day. I can tell you about media all day, but it wasn't that work. It was the internal work God was doing inside of me. It
Yeah.
was the internal battles that breaking down that thought. You are good enough. You are worthy. You are skilled. I'm thinking because I didn't have $1 million that I wasn't worthy of this, that, and the other. I don't have $1 million, but I sure do make an income to sustain my life, you
Right.
know? So I think I was thinking of it in a way like, because you don't have $1 million, you're not good enough. Because
Right.
you're not a millionaire, and because I'm surrounded by millionaires. So it's
Gotcha.
hard when you're
Yeah.
surrounded by multi-millionaires to say,
Right.
"Well, maybe I'm not good enough." You know, you
Yeah.
will. So the momentum came, the momentum shift by having to shift from the inside out. Not
Yeah.
what the work I was doing, but from the
Right.
inside out. I had to tell myself, you are good enough. You are worthy of this. And then I had to do the work.
Yeah. And that's why I like you do your affirmations. You
Mm-hmm.
do them live. I love that. I love that.
Yeah,
And that's so tell us a little bit. So, but first of all, I want to make a note. You brought up a valid point. You said, I thought I was the MVP. So many people are going to work today and say, oh, they need me. They're not going to get rid of me. Let's wake up everybody and say, look, it don't matter who you are. When it comes time to go, you will be one of them that has to go, right?
when it's time, when I say that they came to get me, I was minding my business. When I got the call to go into corporate, I was minding my business, and I got the call and said, "Hey, let's go out to breakfast, and then let's come on the inside." So clearly, I'm thinking you wouldn't let me go,
Right.
but yeah, I was let go, meaning
Yeah.
laid off, meaning you gotta go. They didn't say get out the building. They said go ahead and finish your work because I'm a friend of the company. So it's
Right.
like, all right, let's just finish your work. And I'm like, yeah, let's go finish my work. I didn't even walk. I mean, of course I cried. I did
Yeah.
cry. Like I
Right.
said, I thought I was the MVP.
Yeah.
I thought that, and like I
And they
said, I'm
made you feel
not
like it.
not to be cocky or arrogant. It wasn't about cockiness or arrogance. It was the fact that I worked hard and I did what I was supposed to do. You didn't
Yeah.
have to worry. You didn't have to second guess. I was there. So uh, it doesn't matter how good you are or how much work you do. When it's time, when budgets are being cut, when it's time, that's it. You cannot count on it. That nothing is count. You can't count on it. It just wasn't. I was let go,
Right.
laid off,
Yeah.
off. Go. You know what I mean? You mean what? No, yeah. You was gone. Shelly Shell, you gotta go. What?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. I experienced my first one at Thanksgiving time, 2013, November 26, 2013. Oh my gosh, reality check.
and that's something.
Tough times. But the one thing that you did, right? You went through that moment, you said you connected with yourself, you realized there was an opportunity to get better. And now you're living a lot freer, right? Talk to us about how you feel about life now. I mean, where you are right now, the things that you're doing. I see your book back there, and I love that. You wrote your book to help people out. And where are you at now about the things that you're doing, how you're going about doing it? Just talk to me about how you feel about life.
Right now, I am doing. You ever have ideas? You have a lot of ideas, and I have a lot of ideas. And throughout these years, I've had a lot of ideas, and some of them don't get completed.
Right.
I'm in the completion state.
Okay.
I have to complete. If the idea is happening, I have to complete it. That's where the book came from. Interview Your Way to Instagram Growth. I had to complete the idea. I had to complete it. So, because I have 100 million ideas,
Yeah.
but I start and then I go another direction. Something else comes up. Client work comes up, and that's even for entrepreneurs. We will
Yeah.
put our clients before ourselves every single day. We will do that. That's what we do.
Yeah.
So I have to complete the project. That's where I'm at now, completing the project.
Completely.
Getting on this stage and speaking, finishing the book, selling the courses, selling this, completing. That's where I am now. I am in the me phase, meaning my projects have to get done as well as the client.
Yeah.
But I put some things to the side. I'm like, oh nope, I'm not doing this until I finish this for myself. Because the
Yeah.
number one goal is to create a passive income
There
or
you
an
go.
income that you make while you asleep, or that income you make where you're not depending on a client
Yeah.
or client.
Right.
So that is my goal right now to, you know, I joke around and say I want a 3-day work week, meaning I'm doing 3 days, I'm doing client work. 3 days,
Right.
3 days, you get
3
three
days.
days client work. And the rest of it is working on my particular projects, whether it's another book, whether it's speaking, whether it's traveling or things like that. So that's what I'm trying to get to.
I like that. I like that. When you talk about passive income, when your money's making babies.
Yes, could it do that?
I love that.
Please, please. And you know what? And I'm gonna be definitely transparent about it. So after going to Orlando, I'm thinking, all right, cool, this is it. I'm going to sell my course. I didn't sell my course.
No,
I got
okay.
a lot of good feedback. I got
Right.
the, hey, you were great. Hey, you changed my mind, but I didn't sell my course. So at that particular moment, this would be the time I shift and say, oh, I'm no good again. I'm
Yeah.
no good. But and this time, I still have an opportunity to sell it. I
Yeah.
have an opportunity. I believe they have a bigger event they're going to bring me back for.
Yeah.
So they opened the door. So instead, before I'd be like, oh man, I didn't sell because I had another course back in when I first got laid off. I had another idea for a course back in 2016. Oh, this idea didn't fill.
Right.
One person showed up, right? One
Yeah.
person showed up. And then I went, no, this is not working. No,
Right.
no, no, no. But if I would have just said that one person who said, I'm ready to spend my money right now, that one time, that one person was worth the weight in gold. That person, I should have said, all right, let me just teach you.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking, because only one person signed up, she was like, I'm ready. I want it all. Yes.
Yeah.
And where can I pay my money? What? And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it because only one person showed up.
Right. Yeah.
No, 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 no. And then what if that could have taken off years, years. And
Yes.
so then this time when I go out and I didn't sell one, I'm thinking, oh man, that's bad. But I didn't think that I thought it's okay.
Yeah.
I came, I saw, I conquered, and I will keep going. The
Yeah.
point is, I'm going to keep pushing it. Now I got to push it a different way.
Right.
Now I have to cultivate the audience. Now I have to, now I have to use the real marketing strategies to sell it. But
Right.
before this would have discouraged me, and I'm not in that place any longer.
Yeah. All you did was just plant the seed right now. You planted
Mm-hmm.
the seed, you let them know it's out there, and you just keep pushing it. Just like you said, I love it. Yeah, yeah, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. And the
It's,
thing is, you're in the arena, right? You stepped into the arena and you said,
mm-hmm.
hey, this is my course. I'm putting it out here for everybody to see, everybody to buy. Y'all didn't buy it, that's okay. It's gonna be here the next time you show up, and it's gonna be here the next time you show up. And sooner or later, you're gonna start seeing other people who take it, and they're gonna start changing their lives. And now you're gonna be behind the curve, right? But that's okay. You can still buy it too. I love it. So one thing I noticed, I just realized it. We're talking about Philly's Oprah. Where did that come from? How did you get that?
Philly's Oprah. Well, branding. After you get laid off, you want to brand yourself. So I started going into creating my website and creating the branding and things like that. And I was like, there was another lady, her name was Belinda Emerson, the small business lady, incredible woman. She's super successful, right?
Yeah.
The small business lady. I was like, I need that. I need that. Whatever that word is, whatever that word that describes me. And I had been trying, figuring it out. Da, 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 da. And then somebody was like, girl, you like Philly's Oprah. I was like, that's funny. That's so funny. And then the next person said, within a week. The next person said, no, unrelated in different markets and different areas. Somebody said, girl, you like Philly's Oprah. I said,
That's a sign.
I said, guess what my name is?
Philly's
Philly's
Oprah.
Oprah, Shelly Shell Williams, Philly's Oprah. And I said this was a branding thing too. And I said the moment I put this out here, I'm gonna start my branding. I'm gonna put my thing out, put it on the website, put it there. I'm branding, right? The
Yeah.
moment the first person introduces me as Philly's Oprah, that means I have done my job. That means I understand marketing, branding, and I have the ability and the capabilities to help someone else out.
There
So
it
the first
is.
person that introduced me, I did, hey everybody, this is Philly's Oprah. I was like, she did
Job
it.
done.
Job done. And then I didn't just take it as Oprah, meaning I was like, to make sure people don't think that I'm just saying, oh, I got to be Oprah. Because like I said, I didn't come up with it. People called me this. It was
Yeah.
literally some people, separate people calling me this. But then I took it and made the Oprah an acronym. So it
Okay.
all stands for something I do. So online media presence, meaning that's what I do, online marketing. Then I turned the P into producer, and then the R into resource agency. Then the A is an advertising agency, and the H in the host.
Oh, I
So
love it.
Oprah is an acronym. So it wasn't just like, yo, I'm just Oprah, but turned it into an acronym to describe everything I do. So what makes me feel is Oprah. You go down to Oprah, everything that is in the Oprah I do. I have a different skill set that does something or a service I offer within the Oprah.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool though. That's good. And like you said, it fits, right? And you doing it. You're doing it every day. You out there doing it. You're not play faking, as they say. You're not play fake.
No. I mean, I can't tell you that some days I'm like getting back after vacation or my working vacation has been tiring,
Yeah.
It's like, cause then you gotta catch up for a week after work.
Yeah.
And then you had all these clients. Can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do this? And I'm like, ooh, double time.
Yeah.
Time.
Yeah, it pulls on you, right? It wears on you. Sometimes you do take a break, but you got to get back into it, and that's what you do, right? You go at it hard. So where can we find you? How can we connect with you?
I am on Instagram at Shelly Shell Williams, and that's where I want, because I have a book. It's called Interview Your Way to Instagram Growth. So that is my sweet spot, Instagram. So that's where I am. And every single morning for the last 173 days, I do prayer every morning at 8:01 for the last 173 days. So anybody wants to meet me on Instagram at 8:01 every morning, I do prayer. I do prayer every morning. And then afterwards, somehow it morphed into something called Stoop Talk. So Robert J. Moore was just morphed into something else. But we built a prayer family. They call themselves, we're the prayer family. So I have a prayer family. So that's where I am. I'm over there on that Instagram. I'm over there on that Instagram there.
Yeah, that's cool. And so, what do you have coming up next?
Next is the course. The course, I am going full force to sell it and to get it out there into the market. Meaning, we know you know what to do. We know how to sell what we got to do. But sometimes we don't want to do all of the things. Do the videos and talk about ourselves. And
Right.
I have the hardest time talking about myself in a video. I'm good with the podcast. I'm good with this. But when you say, hey, I'm having a hard time with that.
Okay. Hey, look, just know it's gonna click. Just keep talking, it'll click. It'll click. But tell us a little bit about the course. What is the course and what is it? What is it?
The course is showing up on purpose on social media. So I know there's people that say, I don't do social media. And there's people, you have the people that do, but then there's people that I don't do social media. And I like to tell them that you are leaving money on the table if you don't do social media. So my goal is to change the mindset of people who aren't doing it, who aren't utilizing every social media for the way it should be utilized. So I want to teach them how to do it, the strategies they need to actually show up, some tips to actually create content, and then some AI, of course. Got to have the AI.
Yes.
How to use AI to help build on your social media, as well as for anybody out there in the podcast world, TV shows and things like that, how to monetize it. How to monetize with social media. One of the clients I work for, we do influencer marketing, meaning we're looking for influencers and they're getting paid. Okay. Man, if I was on the other side of that,
right,
there's a bigger paycheck over there.
Got you. So if they have any questions, they can go into DM you and ask you any questions.
DM me on Instagram at Shelly Shell Williams. Yes. DM me. And if I was wise enough, I would have had my course, the course link. If there is a course, there's a whole domain name and everything for this course. That would have been a wise thing to have, right? However, in my not thinking about selling myself, once again, sometimes you forget to sell yourself. But if I had to sell myself and tell you where it was, there is a course and there is a domain name, and I need to find it, and I'm going to tell you
drum
what that
roll.
Is. Huh?
The drum roll.
Drum roll. We're gonna find that domain name, which is, I had it when I was in the good old Orlando. So now I have to find it. It is show up on socialmedia.com. That is it. Show up on socialmedia.com.
You heard that.
It.
Show up on socialmedia.com. Go there. DM Shelly Shell. Check her out. I'm telling you, you'll learn a lot. I love watching you do what you do. But let's say let me ask you this. What's one thing you love to lead the audience to help them shift momentum in their life?
Shift momentum. One thing you can do to shift momentum is believe that you can do it. And step out of every comfort zone you have, because your success is definitely on the other side of that comfort zone. I'm telling you, and I'm an introvert by nature. You may not believe it, but I'm an introvert by nature. And everything you want is on the other side. The moment you break through, the moment you say yes, I don't say no, I say yes. The moment you say yes is the moment you're going to get to where you want to be. You got to say yes. Even if you're uncomfortable, even if you feel like I'm an introvert, oh no, I don't want people to look at me. Even it's on the other side of that comfort zone. It is. Everything you want is on the other side.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Step out of your comfort zone and say yes. She's telling you the right thing. She dropped some nuggets to hear tonight. And I want to thank you for joining me. I am so happy we finally got this one locked in and done, man. But we're not done, because I really want to work with you later on. I really want to be able to help as much as I can and be able to be a part of your movement, because I think we can both help people shift momentum. We can both help people get out of their comfort zone. And ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the momentum shift tonight, where we get inspired, we get moving, and we get results. And that's what it's all about. I created this show because I want people to win. I want to see them change things for themselves. So many times we get stuck up in our minds and we don't move forward. Now it's time to really shift momentum. These shows each week, somebody like Shelly Shell is dropping some nuggets to help you change your life, because that's how she used them. That's what she used to change hers and help other people as well. So with that, join us again next week for the Momentum Shift. Take care.
Thank you for joining The Momentum Shift, a show bringing you interviews and stories of incredible people to help you get inspired, get moving, and get results to ultimately create the life-changing momentum shift that will improve your life. Join host Eric Collier, the mayor of motivation and mental quicksand expert, every Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern for The Momentum Shift, the show and change you've been looking for.